Howdy. This week we're looking at family and friends. And today we want to look a little bit more at relationships within family. So we're going to look at John chapter 2 today. Now, in this part, we're going to see Jesus at the wedding in Cana. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus also was invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out, and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. When the master of the feast tasted the water now become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and when people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This, the first of his signs, Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this he went down to Capernaum with his mother and his brothers and his disciples, and they stayed there for a few days. Now, in this, we're seeing Jesus expressing what the relationship is with his mother to demonstrate respect for his mother while at the same time identifying that the will of the Father is not always what his mother is necessarily having in mind. You see, the thing with this is that while Jesus and the Father, God, are the same God, 2 different persons, they are therefore of the same mind. No 2 people outside of Jesus are going to have the same mindset and the same perspective at all times. With this also is that we don't always understand the will of God, and that doesn't change even whenever we become part of a family or we are somebody's parents. You see, what we see in here is that Jesus is addressing his mother, and that the term woman is actually a term of respect in the original language. And we can see that even when all was said and done, even though he didn't see things exactly the way his mother did, at the same time, when we finish the story, there is still a strong amount of respect. Now, with this, oftentimes what we see within families is that there's this tension of respect while at the same time getting to a point of being able to make one's own decisions. Now, when we're younger, we are expected to obey parents because they've got more experience. They're wiser than us. They know more than we do, assuming that it's not a Disney movie. Now, with that, what we then understand is that as we get older, we're learning, we're growing, we're taking in what it is that they've given us. The thing is that over time, our experiences, our opportunities, our perspectives are supposed to guide us to be able to make our own decisions. So while we still learn from them and respect them, at the same time, we have to be able to make those decisions on our own. And so finding a middle ground between Eastern philosophy that basically says that we must obey family at all times versus Western philosophy that basically says you must rebel and always find your own way. And somewhere in between, what we have to ask is, how is it that we honor our family by honoring God and following God, the one who put them in our lives in the first place, the one who made them our caretakers in the first place? So how can we honor our family by focusing on God's will more than we do in regard to focusing on the letter of what our family expects from us?